Hey, what's up, guys? It's Blake here with Boost Portfolio. Been a while since I did a video. Today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, what's going on with the entire crypto market, talk to you a little bit about my strategy, a little bit about what I'm doing, and also how to gear up for this next alt season. So hopefully this video will be important and help you make some better trade decisions. So for those of you that don't know, I've been traveling. I was in Vegas. My best friend got married. Went to Chicago, spent a little time in Wisconsin, and then finally in Mississippi to do some work there. Just got back yesterday. Long flight, but feeling rejuvenated today. So we're going to get into it. All right. So we have Bitcoin pulled up here in a daily time frame, and a couple of the moving averages that I like to keep a close eye on, especially for intermediate term trend trading, is the 20-day moving average and the 50-day moving average. Now, these are two of the most commonly used moving averages. And they really can help you identify trend, strength of price, really what's going on. And if we zoom in here, you can see that I have this horizontal line drawn at around the 9,000 level. Really, I won't get too concerned. And if we start closing below the 8,800 here on Bitcoin, if we start making multiple closes below that 8,800 level, I think that there's a good possibility that we come back and test this 50-day moving average, which currently right now is around $8,300. And if that does happen, I will be a buyer there. So I would be trying to buy this dip, potentially playing the bounce off of the 50-day moving average. Now you can see the momentum is slowing. We have a MACD bearish crossover right here. And all this is really telling you is that the momentum is changing and there's not as much upward momentum as there once was. So keep a close eye on the MACD. I would like to see this move higher and potentially create a bullish crossover. But if that does happen, I do think we probably take out this 10,000 level. Like to see some volume come in and potentially run up to this 11.6, 11.7 area. So that's really what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. One of the things that I want to make you guys aware of is that this coming week, is a very important meeting in New York called Consensus. So basically what Consensus is basically just a bunch of people getting together that are involved in the crypto space. This is the 4th annual Consensus Blockchain Technology Summit. It's going to be in New York. They're featuring over 250 speakers, over 4,000 attendees. I think those numbers are more than double what they were last year. So the enthusiasm in cryptocurrency and blockchain technology is continuing to grow. So I'm expecting to hear good things out of this. And if that does happen, I'm expecting some upward price movement with Bitcoin and also potentially some altcoins. Now, one of the things that one of my friends brought up the other day was seeing these handful of coins jumping off the maps. Denta coin was one of them. It was up like 100%. And there's a few others. And when you see these individual coins out of a list of 1,600 just having one-day spikes of over 100%, it's not a very good strategy, an effective strategy to try to play the whack-a-mole game where you're just trying to catch whatever coin is moving that day. It's really not, in my opinion, a game that's very easy to win at. It's very hard to be consistent, and that game is really designed for the people who actually have control of the supply. So if you're not one of those people who has control of the supply of one of those individual altcoins, I highly recommend that you don't chase. Okay, you can get caught up in that game trying to chase for the gains when in reality it's really not a very probable game that you're going to be consistent enough to create returns over the long term. Now, in my opinion, I think it's best to wait until we start to see the entire alt market move at once. If we start seeing all of the altcoins move, that would be a higher confirmation, a better indicator that it is becoming more of an alt season and a better opportunity to get into these altcoins. Now, some of my favorite altcoins are VeChain, Trace, the Origin Trail token, and I will probably be adding to those positions a bit more. As you guys know, right now we sold a little bit of our Ethereum, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Ethereum chart. I think we sold Ethereum maybe 2 or 3 days ago around 747, if I remember correctly. If you guys don't, if I'm not correct, it's in the Telegram group. So go ahead and get in Telegram. That's where I give you all of the live alerts, access to my model portfolio, and able to see exactly what I'm doing with my own money. So you can see on Ethereum, we started to see some weakness in these candles, and we got out. We sold not all of it, but we sold some of our position around the 750 area, we'll call it. Now we do have 20 MA support right around the 700 level. If we start closing below that 700 level, I do think there's a good possibility that we potentially come back and check this 600 level. So if we get there, I would likely be a buyer as well on that 600 level, not expecting it, not trying to predict it, really just trying to play the price and play trend, not trying to get too greedy here, and also not trying to pick the top. The best way to really maximize the gains is to ride the trend as long as possible. The trend isn't always, a smooth line straight up. A lot of the times, and most of the time, it's, volatility on the way up. So it's never going to be as easy as it looks in retrospect. But if we go ahead and take a look at the higher time frames, and these are the time frames that I really like to pay attention to when investing. So the higher time frames just meaning kind of getting a zooming out a little bit and getting a better perspective of what's really happening with price over the longer term. So we can see the weekly time frame here. Each one of these candles represents 1 week of trading activity. Once we came down and made these lows on Ethereum, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of green closing candles. And look at what we're running into, the 20-week moving average, which currently is trading around 782. So above that 785, 790 mark, I do think Ethereum potentially eventually comes out and takes out these highs. Okay, so keep an eye on that. Obviously, it's expected to have some sort of pullback after 5 straight weeks of upward movement. So, nothing to be too concerned about, in my opinion. And like I said, one of the things that we're watching is going to be consensus this weekend. Also, let's go ahead and take a look at the stock market. The stock market's making some gains today. So in my opinion, stocks look great. We bounced nicely off this upward trend line. We're starting to close above the 50 and the 20-day moving averages with the MACD moving higher. So I do think stocks are looking great. I actually made a couple allocations today in my Roth IRA and actually sold a lot of my personal investment capital, trading capital in equity markets, because I started to think today about, I really started to look at investing from more of an financial advisor perspective. So me being a young person who has a lot of time to really let my funds mature and accumulate, I have to think about what's going to be the best strategy for the long term if I'm investing. So I'm thinking, 5 years down the road, I really believe the real opportunity is in cryptocurrency. Now, I do have some of my capital still allocated into the equity markets. However, I did sell a nice chunk today, and I'm potentially going to be rolling that into cryptocurrency. So those of you that follow in Telegram, if you happen to see a big jump in my portfolio value, that's because I use the app Blockfolio to really keep track my portfolio in crypto. And really what Telegram is just kind of sharing my story, sharing my journey, and also trying to help you guys make better trade decisions. And so if you see that jump in there, that's why. And I'll let you know as well. So just wanted to put that out there. And let's really wrap it up real quick, guys, with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is showing some weakness here. We have a couple days closing below the 200-day or the 20-day moving average. If we start closing below this white line, which is around 8,900 to 9,000, I'll go ahead and take some more risk off the table. So hope you guys have a great day. And also, if you like this video, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Sorry if you guys hear a motorcycle rolling outside. I got the windows open. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the link below, and I will see you guys again soon.